What's up, everybody? This is Johnny Basement, and we are back here in the basement for another review of the Jets season. That's what we're here for. Aaron Rodgers update, Zach Wilson update. Before we get into it, subscribe, bell notice, hit that like button, drop the comments down below. Let me know how you're feeling, Jet fans. Let me know how you're feeling. Time to accept this and move on. Time to accept it and move on. It's where we're at. It's where we're at, guys. We can be upset about it all day. We can be like, I can't believe this. I still can't believe it. I still cannot believe it. All the emotions, all the hype. First of all, you guys think back. Remember the emotions if we were going to get Aaron Rodgers, right? All the way up to where we're at now, 4 snaps in. Someone sent me a mean meme, but it was funny. The gone in 60 seconds meme. Gone in 60 seconds. Aaron Rodgers, of course, replaced Nicolas Cage. Gone in 60 seconds. That's where it was at. Thank you, Eric. So that right there is so true. Just like that. Gone in 60 seconds. Now, where are we at? We're at Zach Wilson. A lot of talk about Zach Wilson. Can't believe we're back to Zach Wilson, right? You 4-decade Jet fan. Surprised? Yeah. Yeah, I am surprised. Aaron Rodgers never gets hurt. But again, I did this in the last video. I'm not going to repeat a lot of the things I did in the last video, but just a reminder. Mosley, Lawson, Chuck Clark. For those who are like, who's Chuck Clark? Oh, yeah, he got hurt back in June in OTAs. He got hurt back then, tore his Achilles. He missed 1 game with the Ravens previously in the few years he played over there. Everybody gets hurt when they come here. Or when we're hyped up to do something. So, that being said, Zach Wilson, everybody's hating on, justifiably so. Everybody's hating on Zach. Hating on him. Jets will never get, you watch the media and you watch all the sports shows and he'll never get it done. Never get it done. Never get it done. I'm with them on that. I hear I'm not even knocking them. What has he shown us to believe otherwise? Us Jet fans have to start lying to ourselves that he can get it done. That we have to remember the flashes of a pass he threw here or there. Even the one he threw to Lazard the other night was a dot. That was a great pass. Great pass. The way he moved around the pocket and then just flipped another pass out to, I believe, was Lazard or Cobb, one of the two. But he did get out of that one too. And then he threw right to the middle linebacker on the Bills. Big old blue jersey right here, man. Zach, throw it here. And he threw it right to him. Right to him. So immediately they were thinking, what? Oh, man, who can the Jets get? Who can the Jets replace Aaron Rodgers with? We've been going over this a lot. Really, what? It sounds funny. I just say ride the season with Zach. Aaron Rodgers was going to retire in a couple years anyway, right? We don't know if he's coming back next year. I'll get to that in a second, actually. I got an opinion on that. But for now, before the injury, he said he was going to stick around for 2 or 3 more years, correct? Roughly. So let's just give it 2 years. Then we were going to see what Zach had then. Well, guess what, guys? Let's see what he has now. Is it, oh, well, that's going to ruin the team. We have a team that can win now. You honestly think we're going to win now with Zach? Let's see what the kid has. Let's see what he can bring in. If he can't manage a game with the weapons that he has. Remember, guys, last year, he didn't have Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook for the whole year. Well, he didn't have Dalvin Cook at all. And how long did he have Breece Hall for? Half a season, if that, 7 weeks? 5.8 yards per carry average. The rest of the season was Michael Carter, Bam Knight, James Robinson. Remember him? He was in and out. Michael Carter, he proved he couldn't be the every down back. You had an opportunity last year to prove you were the every down back, that you could take over for Breece Hall, and you guys didn't get it done. You had more than half a season to get it done. You didn't do it. It's the NFL. They're going to move on to somebody else. That's why Cook came in. If Michael Carter had proven and Bam Knight had proven they could take over this load, they wouldn't have gone after Dalvin Cook. They said, hey, Michael Carter can handle it until Breece gets back on track, which you've already seen he has. Anyway, forgetting about that, he has those guys. He has Offensive Rookie of the Year, Garrett Wilson. Alan Lazard's a great receiver. He can use Randall Cobb and his knowledge. He has Aaron Rodgers that will probably be helping him along too once he's back from the rehab. But forget about Aaron for now. Just what he has in that huddle alone, he's got the tools. He's got way more experience in that huddle to help him along. The defense. Come on, this is obvious, man. The Jets' defense is murderous. Murderous. Oh, Johnny, they're going to go play Dallas this week. Look at that defense. They crushed the Giants. They're going to crush Zach. Well, guess what? You're a Dallas fan. You better worry about Dak. What's Dak going to do with the pressure that the Jets are going to put on him? He doesn't do very well under pressure either. This is going to be a low-scoring game. But when it comes to bringing somebody in, I want to know what we have with Zach Wilson this year. Since we're at this point, we might as well know what we got. Now, if you want to bring in somebody like Colt McCoy as a backup, fine. I don't have a problem with a veteran backup coming in case Zach does get hurt. Then we're not left with Tim Boyle. No offense to him. I don't know what he can do or what he can't do. But I mean, when they say, "Oh, let's trade," for Jameis Winston, or bring in Carson Wentz. Well, guess what? Those guys have the same issue that Zach has: interceptions. They throw interceptions. They'd have to get used to the team. They'd have to get used to the guys around him. Do I overall think I would take either one of them over Zach? Of course I would. Of course I would take either one of them over Zach. Either one. But the fact of the matter is, it's either we learn about Zach now or we learn about him 2 years from now. What do you guys want? I want to know what we have in this kid right now. I want to know what we have in him. We get to the trade deadline and he's trash. All right, then bring somebody else in. Could we already be out of it by then? Maybe. But there has been teams that have gone to the Super Bowl, dare I say, with great teams around them, and they weren't a very good quarterback. The obvious one that's always brought up is Trent Dilfer. He's the obvious one. Credible Ravens defense, one of the greatest of all time. Some people put him better than the 85 Bears. That's a different day. That's a different discussion. The Buccaneers and all that's a different discussion for a different day. Just saying. Trent Dilfer just had to manage the game. Mark Sanchez did it here. We didn't make the Super Bowl, but we got to 2 AFC Championship games. Was that because of Mark Sanchez? No, of course not. Of course it wasn't. Great defense, Pro Bowl lineman Alan Faneca, Nick Mangold, DeBrickashaw Ferguson. Come on, man. Thomas Jones is his running back. I mean, he had all the pieces there. We had the defense. Mark just had to manage the game. Is Mark better than Zach? Yes. Oh, yes. It's night and day different better. Zach isn't even a leader. Rex Grossman. They didn't win the Super Bowl, but he made it with the Chicago Bears, right? Rex Grossman, remember him? Great team around him at the Bears. They lost to Peyton Manning and the Colts, just saying. Just saying. These things have happened before. Great teams, you don't have to do anything. Zach has to go out there, and how can I not lose this game for this team? The running back should constantly have you in 3rd and 5 or less. Yes, you'll have some 3rd and longs, but the whole point is keep it out of where Zach has to read defenses. Zach has to call an audible. Troy Aikman said it himself. When Zach came in, the offense turned very basic. Very basic. They should get a handful of plays for Zach, handful of plays that work for him. They can show different zones, they can show different setups, different lineups, different formations, but it's the same concept kind of plays. Backyard plays to get him going. Now you can know Buffalo knew that Breece Hall was getting that ball. Everybody knew it. They knew that Zach wasn't going to be whipping passes down, even though he can. He's not going to be whipping passes downfield and all over the place. They knew that Breece Hall and Cook were going to be getting the ball. They couldn't stop him. Buffalo has a great defense. Couldn't stop him. That's going to be the focus of a lot of teams. A lot of teams know that this is going to happen. I want to know what we have in Zach right now. Some people think I'm crazy. Oh, you don't want to start the season with Zach. I don't want Zach lingering around here for 2 or 3 more years either. I want to know right now. Rodgers is supposed to come back next year from his Instagram post and darkness before the dawn and I'll, live again or whatever he wrote on there. I'm paraphrasing. He'll be back. And even that being said, Aaron comes back at age 40, going to be 41 next year. We got to know now if we got to move on from Zach and draft somebody else, get another quarterback in here, another veteran back in here. So we're not having Zach linger for 2 or 3 more years. Think about that. Let's get to know now, because if Zach cannot manage the team that we have right now, he doesn't even deserve to be in the NFL. He's being gifted this team. Look at Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, the 49ers, great defense. McCaffrey, Debo. He's got a great team around him, and look at him. Look at him. People say, oh, look at that. Trent Green got injured. Kurt Warner came in. No one knew who he was. Bledsoe, Tom Brady came in. We don't have that here. We already know what Zach is. He's not taking the league by surprise. Zach has the talent. He has the mobility. He has the throwing power. All of that is there. It's between the ears with him. Seriously, it's between the ears. He cannot read defenses. Belichick has to be licking his chops, waiting to throw all types of crap at Zach and screw him up again like he did last year. Going from being able to beat the Patriots this time around, now it's going to be a problem. When you go up against a great coach like that, going to be a problem. Zach, I still want to know what we got from you, kid. I still want to know what we got. I'm pulling for you. I have serious doubts. I hope I'm completely wrong. I hope I can look back and go, wow, look at how that kid progressed. Remember when Brett Favre was a third-string quarterback on the Atlanta Falcons? I believe Jerry Glanville was the coach of that team. Remember that? They got rid of him. He wasn't putting any effort in. Wasn't trying. Went to the Packers, and I believe he backed up Don Majkowski, the Magic Man, Don Majkowski. I'm pretty sure that's who he backed up there. Am I saying Zach Wilson is Brett Favre? No. For everybody that's going to comment in there, no, I'm not saying he's Brett Favre. I'm just saying there's times across history where players have at least developed. You go to a Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer, you go to Super Bowl with Rex Grossman because the team around you is great. Well, Zach, this is your opportunity. Either get it done or you don't. Rodgers comes back next year. We don't know what we're going to have in him. But the Jets have to be prepared. This is the Jets' fault for not being prepared with a backup quarterback, just like when Vinny got hurt. They weren't prepared. Eventually got down to Ray Lucas. I think the Jets were like 1-6. They finished 8-8 that year. And they had a set package of plays for Ray Lucas. He never took a snap before. He's a special teams guy. Not in the NFL, he didn't. So that's what they had to do with Zach. Just plays that work for him. Believe it or not, the kid can throw downfield pretty well. But talent doesn't get you anywhere. If you don't have it up here between the ears and understand the concept and the technicality of the game, you're not going to get it done. Johnny Manziel had talent. Jamarcus Russell, Ryan Leaf, these guys were talented dudes, man. They didn't do it in the NFL. Why? They didn't have it together. Man, but to think of all these people they're looking at to take over for the team, how far are they really going to go with Colt McCoy? Now, all these guys I mentioned before are better than Zach. They are. But how far are you going to go with Carson Wentz or Colt McCoy? Jameis Winston. Why would the Saints trade away him anyway? You got a great backup quarterback on your team, and after everybody see what happened to Aaron Rodgers, it's week 1. Who's punting on their team right now is going to give up their quality backup quarterback? Get real. Matthew Stafford? Come on. The cap hit the Rams will take on that? That's not going to happen. And even if it did, we got to stick with Zach. Either he's going to be good, really good, horrendous, but at least we know right away we can get rid of him. If you can't do it with this team, get him out. Let's get him out now. You get rid of the cancer early. You get rid of it early, and I'm pulling for him every step of the way. I'm going to stop this before I continue to talk in circles. I'm Johnny Basement. Subscribe, bell notice, like button. Back here for a preview of the Dallas and Jets. I just wanted to get into the Zach Wilson stuff today, and I am out.